Are you tired of weight loss products filled with artificial ingredients and empty promises? Discover the power of nature with Pure Revive, the ultimate solution for healthy weight loss. Check out the link in the video description now to start your journey with Pure Revive.
The last known people to have been with missing Jay Slater are two British men who invited him back to their Airbnb hours before he vanished. For 12 days, detectives in Tenerife have searched in vain for the 19-year-old apprentice bricklayer who had arrived on June 12 for a 3-day dance festival. What is known is that on the final day of the rave, Jay was dancing shirtless at a nightclub in Papagayo Beach at 1 a.m. when his two friends Lucy May Law and Brad Page tried to convince him to go with them back to the apartment where they were staying. Unmoved, he instead decided to stay with the two strangers he'd apparently never met, and at around 6 a.m. got in their car and drove the windy coastal road for an hour to get to their Airbnb. Now, as there have been no sightings of him since 8:50 a.m. on Monday, focus has switched back onto the two men. So, what is known about them? Besides the fact that they are British, black, and in their late 30s to early 40s, very little. One is said to go by the nickname Johnny Vegas and one is described as around 6 feet, stocky and with short dark hair. He was seen with an orange wristband, but little else is known about the other man. Witnesses say they were seen drinking Hennessy cognac in bars and nightclubs in the party resort of Playa de las Americas during the NRG festival. They are known to have driven Jay back to their £40 a night 2-bedroom apartment, located just outside the village of Masca on the side of a mountain in the rural de Tino National Park, some 20 miles away. Friends of Jay were sent a picture of him inside the car of the two men, and this has been shared with investigating officers. At 7:30 a.m. Jay is believed to have left the apartment and sent two Snapchat images of himself outside, one showing holding a cigarette and the other a view of the valley. At some point he tried to catch a bus back to his apartment. But after being told that the next one wasn't until 10 a.m., he seemingly tried to walk back. At 8:50 a.m. Lucy says after Jay phoned her to say he was lost in the mountains, with no water and 1% battery. His phone pinged outside a restaurant in Masca at 8:51 a.m. and that was the last sign of him. The men have been questioned by Spanish police, but the family were surprised that they have been allowed to return to the UK despite them being among the last people to see him. But what is puzzling is just why two men in their late 30s, early 40s would rent an apartment too far away from the buzz of Playa de las Americas and drive there every day. It is known that the two did not know Jay, but they are said to associates of Lucy. It has also emerged on social media that police are investigating the theft of a Rolex watch from outside Papagayo's nightclub just hours before Jay vanished. There is no suggestion apprentice bricklayer is involved in the theft, but it is known that a large fight erupted outside Papagayo just as the NRG festival afterparty wrapped up. There have been reports on social media that the watch was seen in the car of the two men, but Mail Online has been unable to establish this. The men booked the Airbnb for the whole of the NRG festival. They were due to leave on June 17, but after Jay disappeared, they were asked to stay on an extra day. Police questioned them at length, took their passport details and then allowed them to fly home. Friends of Jay say they sent Snapchat images of themselves at Gatwick Airport after leaving Tenerife. TV sleuth Mr. Williams Thomas, who is working with the family, has said he has been given a picture of one of them and will release it if they don't come forward. He added, "The family are desperate for these men to come forward as witnesses. They are not currently assisting." The group sat outside on the wall outside the club after the night ended. What we don't know is why he went with them. Last week Lucy told Mail Online how she had tracked the men down to their apartment using the Snapchat images Jay had sent her, arriving there at 11 a.m. 2 hours after he vanished. However, she told Mail Online they seemed startled and surprised that I had found them, and I asked them where Jay was. They said he had gone out for a cigarette and come back and he was leaving to try and get a bus back into town. They just seemed shocked that I had managed to find them and I know police have spoken to them but I've found out th.